They started Stargirl with a typical Disney theme. I personally would have loved if they had started it with "Let's watch a Disney Channel movie." It would have been awesome, and maybe a little more accurate. Hello everybody, welcome to Film Fireside. Stargirl's on Disney+. It's not newly dropped, but it's new-ishly dropped.
Extra, extra, read all about it!
A Disney Channel movie is probably one of the best ways I can explain this movie. Leo is our main character, and we see him just trying to make it by. Starts off on his 16th birthday, and boy, is he just trying to make his crazy high school life work. In all seriousness, though, this film started off, and I was really hooked by the beginning of this film. The opening cinematography work, and the lighting, and just the editing really hooked me, and even the script was pretty good. The main story of this is the character Leo, who starts off on his 16th birthday, and he meets a new girl in school, and them working their crap out together. That's basically what this movie is about. I think if I could explain this movie with a graph, and is this the x-axis or the y-axis? If I can explain this film using a graph, the y-axis was just quality of the film, and the x-axis was the length of the film. It would look a little something like this. It starts up really good quality, and that's kind of how this film worked for me. This basically feels like a Disney Channel movie where Clint Eastwood directed the beginning and the end of the film, and then somewhere in the middle it was just given to Disney Channel.
Our partnership is untied.
And there are a few things about this film that make it like a high quality Disney Channel movie. You're not looking at like... This film managed to be quite a bit better quality than most Disney Channel movies, but it has that Disney Channel feel to it, you know what I mean? It's fairly well acted. The main group of friends that are acting in it are very, very talented and give pretty solid performances for what they're given. When I say what they're given, this is a fairly simple story, and also there's some pretty cringy moments in this film, like a Disney Channel movie, you know what I mean? A lot of the conflict of the film is very dramatic. Some of these kids were going for their Oscar-winning moments. So a lot of the kids were just acting at me. Some of those moments are to blame more on the conflict that's taking place than the portrayal themselves. It's a good mixture of both. I can probably pinpoint a few where I'm like, yeah, the actor's trying to go for an Oscar, and the conflict here is just kind of odd and unfitting. Good transition. The conflict that ensues is a lot of time really unjustified. I just didn't believe certain characters or a whole school of characters would be upset about something that wasn't that big of a deal. In a classic Disney Channel fashion, they really wanted to make it a big deal because it's important to high schoolers and kids. We may not have your trope-filled high school characters and stereotypes within high school movies, like the high school stereotypes. You got your jock and your bullies and your nerds and your band geeks. More often than not, the portrayal of those are just so caricature and so ridiculous that it just drives me nuts. And this movie doesn't do that. Well, it does it in one way. So let's get into Stargirl a little bit. She is the one character who eventually takes on a caricature type or a stereotype. It's a very important plot point that she's a very unique individual. She does things. She just randomly sings songs on a ukulele for people without worrying about what other people think. And it's awesome. It's really charming. But she becomes the caricature of the girl who doesn't care what people think about her. It starts to feel a little flat eventually. And also, that's never a problem for her until it is. It seems out of place that it's a problem. The idea is good. The idea and the message of be yourself, who cares what people think of you, is awesome. And the journey Stargirl and the role Stargirl has in helping Leo come to discover that throughout his journey is great and is beautiful, and it's a really fun journey to be a part of. I'm all for a unique character, but we can't write her just so flat and uninteresting that it feels mundane and inauthentic. That's the word I've been looking for this time. That's the perfect word. I think that is the problem here. Because the actress who portrays her very well. I feel like I don't think she as an actress is inauthentic. The way she is written as just this caricature and stereotype of a girl, of like the unique, weird high school girl, and that feels inauthentic from the script. Stargirl's character has a role to play more than a person to exist. Regardless of that, though, there's some really charming moments throughout this film. I love catching myself smiling just from like ear to ear. especially in movies like this, or in a place where I wasn't really expecting to, because I honestly wasn't expecting to be doing that with this film. But there are some just charming moments with relationships and just like young love that are just made you happy. That's all I got. I don't know. It was fine. It was great. My score of the film, I'm probably gonna give it a 6 out of 10. Wow! Oh, something else I forgot to mention. I talked about this in my top 20 of the decade. This isn't a musical. This is a perfect example of musical elements brought into a film, and they can be kind of cringy. The fact that I forgot they exist just lets you know maybe how unfitting they are for the film. I mentioned Stargirl just sometimes sings some songs on ukulele, and it's, like I said, it's cute, it's charming at first, but then it starts to turn into a Broadway performance with a ukulele, and it's a little...
weird. I mean, seriously weird.
They're a little cringy. They're unfitting. They're not bad. No one is bad necessarily. They just don't match with what's happening in the story at all. Stargirl, what'd you think about it? She was good. Have you seen it? If not, go see it, and then come comment on this video and let me know what your thoughts are on it. Look out for my top 10 of 2019. That's going to be coming very soon. Thanks so much for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. Bye-bye.